Hello everyone, it's Enlo here once again. Welcome to our new series on singleness. We're going to be exploring what it means to be single, how we can shift the narrative about singleness and faith, singleness and you working on yourself, working on your purpose. We have so many things to talk about on this series. But for the part one of this series, which we are going to be talking about today, we're going to be talking about embracing singleness and shifting the narrative. If you are in a relationship, you are still single. If you are in a courtship, you are still single. As long as you are not legally married, you are still single. So let's get right into today's episode of Connect with Eleanor. Please stay with me. Kindly subscribe, share, and tell your loved ones about this episode so they can listen, they can learn. First thing we're going to tackle in today's episode is the common misconceptions that people have concerning singleness. So many people have this kind of idea about singleness that is a period where you're alone, you don't have anybody, you don't do this. I talk to so many youths, I talk to so many young adults, and everybody has something to say, and they are lonely, they are looking for someone. It's very normal for you to want connection with someone. It's very normal for you to want to partner with someone in a relationship. First misconceptions about being single. Now, the first misconception about singleness is loneliness and isolation. I said this before. Many people feel like singleness means you are lonely. They feel like singleness means that you are alone, you are isolated. But is it always true? One thing about loneliness is that it can occur in any relationship. We see so many married couples and they still tell people that they are lonely despite the fact that they are married to someone. Loneliness is not something that is as a result of your relationship status, as a result of your mental state. Something that I will always say is that singleness provides you an opportunity to work on yourself without any distraction, to make decisions by yourself. So it is not a period of isolation. It is a period where you can connect and meet several people that will help you along your journey. Community and connection, they are possible outside of romantic relationships. It's not only romantic relationships that you build community, that you connect with people, you meet several people, your colleagues. The misconception about singleness is that incompleteness or lack of it. Many people feel like if they are not married, they are not complete. Pepper them gang. They must know that I'm married. The problem is that once that rush and that dopamine of being married and all dies down, that is when you will face the reality. I always tell people that want to get married that, are you really sure that you want to do this? Are you satisfied? Have you really maximized the time when you were single? Because if you feel like marriage is something that will cover up your inadequacies and cover up, some of the things you've not worked on, is a lie. Everything you carry into marriage will be exposed, whether it's your character, your flaws, your weaknesses, your strength. It will multiply because there are two people coming together to build something. So surely your flaws will come out. You have this perception that once you are single, it means you are not complete. It means that you are lacking something. But the truth is, singleness is a choice. I've seen several people that they'll tell you that I chose to remain single. It's not like I'm not seeing suitors around, but I feel like I have something that I still need to achieve with my life. I have things that I still need to do before I decide to settle down. Because so many people feel like, no, I cannot be alone, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. True fulfillment does not come from marriage. That is the truth. Fulfillment comes from fulfilling your purpose, maximizing the time when you are single to work on yourself, improve yourself, so that when you eventually decide to do life with somebody, you don't have any issues. So it is very, very important. Now, the third misconception about singleness is that there is a pressure to settle down. The society pressures single that better go and settle down, better go and find the man. Or as the man, they'll be like, when are you bringing our wife? When are you going to get married? Because people feel like marriage is this sort of trophy that you need to get. Is very important. That if you decide that you don't want to get married, then there's something wrong with you. It is not. It is a choice. You decide to be single and you decide to get married. So settling down because of societal pressure can lead to unhappiness. Eventually, you make the wrong decisions and you marry the wrong person. The truth is, singleness will allow you to explore. You will discover yourself. You will discover the world. You will build connections with people that will even help you when you enter into that marriage. So society expects that, okay, when you get to a certain age, you should be married. But the truth is, it is your choice. You decide whether you want to get married or not. You understand? Don't let anybody pressure you, because the same people that will push you into that marriage are the same people that will still go leave you alone when you start facing the issues. So take your time when you're single. Enjoy the moment. Don't let your singleness be a season of torture for you. It's a season where you work on yourself. Like I said, the fact that you're in a relationship doesn't mean that you are married. Singleness means that you are not legally married. So whether you're in a relationship, a situationship, or any form of ship, you are still single, as long as it is not marriage. So when you're in a relationship with somebody, you are still single. So there's a limit to how much commitment you can give to that person, because it's a season where two individuals are hoping to see if they can work together to build something which is leading towards marriage. So that's the time when you guys have to work on yourselves, your character, things that that might cause issues when you get married. So it is not a season where you lose yourself completely, and especially when it comes to ladies, you tell yourself that because you're in a relationship with somebody, your whole world revolves around him. The truth is, before you met this guy, you had a life, you had passion. Well, those are the things you need to work on in the period where you guys are courting, so that when you get into that marriage, he has a clear idea of who you want to become. You have a clear idea of who he wants to become, and you can actually work together as a team. So it is very, very important. You cannot just say that because you're in a relationship with somebody, then it means that you lose your individuality, you lose your passion, then your attention is solely focused on that person. That's why I always tell people, before you enter a relationship, make sure that your purpose is defined, have your boundaries, know the kind of person you are, know your principles. Then when you want to enter a relationship with somebody, let that person know, state clearly that this is the kind of person I am. These are the areas that these are the beliefs that I have. What is your opinion about marriage? What do you think about marriage? What do you think about giving birth? What do you think about raising kids? Those are the things you need to discuss when you are still in a relationship. But even while still being in that relationship, you are still single. So there is a level of commitment you can make for that person, because it's not 100% certain that courtship will eventually lead to marriage. So you need to be careful in that season. You need to let yourself keep reminding yourself that you are still single. As much as you are committed to this person and you guys are courting towards marriage, you are still single. So it is a season where you can explore yourself, work on your spiritual life, work on the areas of your weaknesses, improve yourself, establish your business, do things that you love. Embrace your passion, because once you get married and so many responsibilities happen, then you start missing those seasons where you are single. But if you can maximize this season where you are single, you will not even feel like you're missing out. That's the truth. That's why you see so many married couples, they feel like they are missing out of something. Because during the time when they were supposed to maximize their singleness, they felt like being married to someone is something that will give them that fulfillment. Then they enter into that marriage and they realize that there is no sense of fulfillment, there is no sense of purpose, there is no, they've lost themselves. They are not as before. They can't even remember who they are anymore, because of so many responsibilities and all. So make sure that your season of singleness is maximized very well. So now we're going to be talking about the benefits of being single, and I'm going to be redefining singleness to us. Tell yourself that my mates are getting married. Yeah, your mates are getting married, but you need to take your time. You understand? Work on yourself while you're waiting for that person to while you're in a relationship or while you're in courtship. Take your time. You understand? While that person is preparing things probably to come, and while you guys are preparing towards marriage, embrace that season. You understand? Work on yourself so that when you get into that marriage, you will not have any issues. The benefit of being single is that there is self-discovery. There's financial independence, there's autonomy in decision making. When you're single and you're not yet married, you're not responsible for anybody. So you can actually make your decisions by yourself and decide, okay, I want to do this. For people that are in a relationship, you can actually inform that person that, okay, this is what I want to do. That guy or that lady is saying that, why did you tell me this or that? But there's a way you'll be like, please, you have not married me. It happens like that. As much as you need to consider the person that you are in a relationship with when you're making decisions, you are still single. There are some destiny defining decisions that you need to make on your own. If you're married, that is another case. But as long as you are not married, you are still single. So please, there should be a level of boundaries when it comes to things like that. So it is a season of freedom. It's a season where you can explore your passion, you can meet people, you are happy. There's financial independence. You're paying, you're sending the children to school, you're paying school fees, you're taking care of your child and all like that. It's just you yourself alone. That's why I tell so many ladies, that they tell themselves that okay, you are living a couple's life while you're not yet married, you're staying with the guy while you're not yet married. As much as I'm not a judgmental person, I believe that there is a reason why those people are in that kind of situation. The truth is we cannot forget and divert the truth just because you want to massage somebody's emotions. Living with somebody that you are not yet married to is not proper. I didn't say it is wrong, but it is not proper because you're not legally committed to that person. You're not yet in that wedlock. You're not married yet. So there is a limit. It's just like if there's any issue between both of you, that person can just say, I'm not even interested again. I'll pack my load and go. As much as people opt out of marriages, I feel like marriage is a covenant that was, ordained by God, so it should be honored. So when you're making that kind of sacrifice, deciding to stay with somebody that you're not married to, you need to be clear of the consequences that are attached to it as a lady, as a guy, because this person does not owe you any obligation. It can be tomorrow and this person decides that I don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore. The benefit of being single is it provides opportunity for self-discovery. Singleness is a season where you discover so many things about yourself, your passion, your purpose. Like you learn so much about who you are. Like I always say, if you don't know who you are, you cannot know who you can do life with. That is why I always tell people that tell me that, Eleanor, I want to enter a relationship. Eleanor, this guy is this. I will ask them a question. Do you know who you are? Once you know who you are, you know the kind of person you can be in a relationship with. Then you know the kind of person that you can work towards marriage with. This is very, very important. So your season of singleness is a time where you have to be intentional about living. You have to prioritize your relationship. You have to make sure that the person that you're in a relationship with knows your personal values. You have to love your family, be there for them. There are some create meaningful memories with them, because once you get married, you might not be able to give them that attention that you're giving them when you are still single. You understand? So it is also a season where you build community connection, meaningful connections with people. You have friends, people that are always there for you. It's a time where you can be there for them, you can be their support and all these things. It is a season where you can nurture yourself, work on yourself. Like I always tell people, the fact that you're in a relationship with somebody doesn't mean you should lose yourself and lose your sense of purpose and individuality. You're not yet married. Like I said, singleness is a season where you need to explore, work on yourself, work on your giftings, build a career, build a life while working towards marriage with a person. That is if you're in a relationship. And if you're still single, hoping to meet someone, you will meet your kind if you keep working on yourself and putting yourself in environments where you can meet the right person. Because like I always say, environment is very important when you're meeting someone. So it is very, very important. So for you guys that, you tell yourself that, okay, because you don't want to lose this person and you compromise so many things, there is a limit to how much you can commit to somebody you're not yet married to. Please let it sink in. This is not a period of isolation. It's a period of community where you can work on yourself. I'm going to share a little story about myself. There was a particular point in my life where everybody felt like there was something wrong with me. As a beautiful girl in Nigeria, and you have so many suitors coming around and all, but you just tell yourself that I just want to remain single. I felt like, okay, am I the weird one? Am I the way I need to develop myself? But people kept making me feel like maybe I was strange, or maybe I had issues, or I had trauma for not wanting to be in a relationship. But I just wanted a period where I could work on myself, work on my strength and my weaknesses, so that anytime I decide, okay, I want to enter a relationship, I won't just enter with, so many baggages of character and all these things. I just wanted to try my best to work on myself before I meet that person. The way people just make you feel like the fact that you have boundaries when it comes to relationship and all this thing, that you are a fool. Some people will even go to the point that they'll be telling you that it shows that you're not mature, you're not this, you're not that. My people, let me tell you one thing. Do not make anybody make you feel like you're not mature because you have boundaries. That is their own way of trying to manipulate you. The fact that you have boundaries, you have limits when it comes to relationship, the fact that you choose to remain single, it is not a disease. It's not like there is something wrong with you. So when you decide to enter a relationship, you know that it is at your own time and at your own pace. And if and when you decide to be in that relationship, it doesn't mean you should lose your individuality. Like I said, if you're not legally married, you are still single. So it is still a season where you can still explore yourself. Not everything has to be about that guy. Let him know that this is who I am, this is what I represent. As a guy too, let this person that you're in a relationship know your values. Let him know your principles. Let that girl that you're in a relationship with, let her know your values. Any of these issues are what we need to deal with when it comes to courtship, that causes issue when people get married. So your singleness is a season where you need to work on yourself. Embrace it. Don't see it as a period of loneliness or isolation. Work on yourself. Work on your relationship with God. Those are the times when you have time now before you get married to work on those things. If you're in a relationship with someone, this is the time when you need to get to know each other. Know about how compatible you are when it comes to life issues. Know where you guys need to work on before you get married, because once you get married, it's very difficult for you to work on those things, especially when you have so many responsibilities. So singleness is a season where you need to embrace and work on yourself, work on your giftings, work together with that person, that is if you're in a relationship, to build towards marriage. But why making sure that you're not compromising your standards, your beliefs? There is boundaries. You understand? Give us the practical tips on embracing this season of singleness. Number one is focus on your personal growth, cultivate meaningful relationships, work on your relationship with God, that is your spiritual growth. Practice self-reflection, journal, make sure you discover things about yourself. What do you want to do? How do you want to make money? How do you want to fulfill purpose? How do you want to impact your world and your environment? Embrace singleness, because like I will always say, singleness is a choice. It is not isolation. It is not loneliness. Thank you everyone for watching today's episode of Connect with Eleanor. We're going to continue this series next week. Like I said, it is a 3-part series talking about singleness and how we can embrace it. So please follow me on this wonderful adventure so that you can learn more about being single. And in case you have stories, comment, things you need to share, ideas, opinion, kindly go to the comment section to actually give your own opinion. Connect with Eleanor is a community of people that we are growing together. We are learning about each other every single day. Like I always say, life is a journey, so embrace it. Singleness is a choice. Embrace that season. Don't let it be a period of isolation, the period where you feel like I'm alone. Work on yourself. Work on yourself to be a better person. Work on your passion. Work on your purpose. Work on developing yourself in that season. Because once you get married, there's so many responsibilities, and it's not the time that you will not have to start discovering who you are. You already know who you are. Then you'll be able to know who you can do life with, and you and that person will work towards becoming a better person. And for you guys that are still waiting on that partner, that you're still waiting on God, you're still trusting God for that person that you want to do life with, do not lose your patience. Keep working on yourself. You will attract your kind eventually. Do not compromise and do not settle for less, because people feel like, okay, there's a certain age. Do not care about what people say. Focus on working on yourself and developing yourself. You will eventually attract your kind. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Connect with Eleanor. I hope I will see you next week on the part 2 series of singleness. I love you guys so much. Thank you for your support towards my channel.